Hello and welcome everybody into Tuesday night racing action here with the HCK Beagles Racing League, coming at you from the very virtual iRacing Super Speedway. Man, oh man, this is a crazy track where it's 3 miles of high speeds. I think the slowest these guys do is like 200 miles an hour. At the peak speeds over 240, so be on the lookout for some crazy wild bump drafting action here tonight as these drivers have to get a big old handle on that steering wheel here this evening. So let's get things all kicked on off and started with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a big thank you to our fantastic good lord, our fantastic race supporters here, like Asphalt Outlaws Racing, a sister league to the HCK Beagles Racing League. Go ahead, check them on out. Big thank you to sponsoring tonight's race here at the Beagles League in the 150 miler. Also have to say a big thank you to Abruzzi Racewear. Be sure to go check them on out for all your racewear needs, whether it's real life racing or sim racing. They got shoes, gloves, hats, and helmets, anything you could possibly need there for any of your racing. So be sure to go and check them on out. Also, a big thank you to TrackDogsRacing.com and TrackDogs.net. Please go help and support Chud over there and help supply the HCK Beagles Racing League, as well as they are the proud merchandising supplier of the HCK Beagles Racing League and AAA Broadcasting. Big thank you to Chiefland RC Raceway. Man, go check those guys on out if you're into the RC racing scene, or even if you just want to check it out to maybe get involved in it. Be sure to head on down there to Florida and have yourself a grand old time. Thank you again to Sonic Graphic Design. Be sure to go check them out for any of your car paints or anything like that. They do fantastic work over there. So thank you again to Sonic Graphic Design. And of course, big thank you to AdminBoxx, the premier button box solution for race control admins, where at the push of a button, they can throw cautions, wave arounds, black flags, do whatever they gotta do, all within arm's reach. So thank you, AdminBoxx, for sponsoring the HCK Beagles Racing League. As always, I'm Alan Brown, and I am joined by a couple best friends. Mr. Alan English, he's out hiking the Appalachian, becoming one with nature. Filling in his spot here tonight is Mr. Greg Klein, always a good friend of the broadcast here. And Greg, we're coming at these guys from iRacing Super Speedway. Thankfully, a very virtual track. I don't know what would happen if they actually had a track like this in real life. There would be death and dismemberment all around, but these guys have a pretty tricky task here tonight.
That they do, and just want to let Alan know to stay away from the bears. Your beard will not save you with them. They don't care. This track, man, a lot of fun. It's big. It's got a lot of banking. It's really, really fast. It doesn't take a whole lot to make a huge mess of the of every driver out there. So it is good as virtual, but it's a whole lot of fun to race, and I'm sure these guys are going to put on a great show tonight.
And that they will. Is down there on pit road as always. Mr. Adam Turner is joining us here once again. And Adam, iRacing Super Speedway, known for its speed, known for its headaches here with the bumps going in and out of these corners. I think these drivers are going to have their hands full.
Yeah, it tends to bring out a little bit of fighting. 2 and 4, what is it? No. 1 and 3, where there's a huge transition. I think it's 1 and 3. Man, it'll just push cars up the track. You'll, if your teammate's next to you, you better watch out because you're going to take him and everybody else out. It's fun, a lot of cool crashes. I'm really concerned about English. He didn't tell me he was hiking. I don't. If the bears want in his beard, all they're going to get is like crumbs and Cheeto crumbs and beer. You think a bear would attack him? Now I'm concerned.
Well, I think he's out. I think he's out hunting for that cocaine bear.
Oh God, yeah, that thing's out there. That's a real story. Can you believe that thing? Well, if he's out there doing that, good for him. I hadn't been able to talk to him in a while. Hope he's not mad at me. Sometimes we fight and it causes some fun. But here tonight, the fights will begin with 1 fast repair, 75% fuel, 4 sets of tires. Slick out on the track at 103 degrees last I checked. And it's just going to be a free-for-all, man.
That it will be. Taking a look at tonight's race info at this long 3-mile race course here. And oh boy, are these guys in store for a wild one. Beautiful weather in the virtual land of Massachusetts here tonight, bringing us down to tonight's key to the race. And man, you got to hold that wheel tight. I'm sure these guys are going to need a pair of vice grips or something to get their fingers off of that thing. As like you said there, Turner, this track just loves to wash trucks up into the corners here and get into some problems. So don't expect too much 3 wide, even though the track is wide enough for it.
Yeah, it's going to be wild.
Kind of reminds me of Dover getting into the 1 and 3. Got that little drop off like Dover does. So yeah, that can get you loose in a hurry or tight in a hurry.
And Dover is super fast for the size. I guess it would relatively. It is similar. Good job. That's why we have professional drivers on here, and unlike English and myself, that's a very good point. How about this? We got some people out there in the YouTube right now. Tower operator, Jesse Calloway, Carol Hansley, Michael Cogdell, Jesse Fox. Everybody's basically saying hello. Let's get this party started.
Indeed, and getting this party started is what is going on down here on the racetrack as these drivers head on out for some qualifying. Saw there the 87 Jonathan Herbert, waiting for Herbert Nation to check in over there on the YouTubes, but he's out there setting his qualifying times. Neil Lapidus as well, driving around trying to sneak up that leaderboard and get a pretty good time on in there. Tom Barish looks like he's all finished on up back in his traditional double nickel, and of course we also have the 5 of Stephen Naylor putting in some good lap times right now as well. And Hoss Beverly driving that 22 machine, trying to keep that Beverly clan in check tonight in old Ohio. Currently got a pretty good time up there, but man, this single car qualifying, because they took a pole and ooh, just look at that transition coming down off of the racetrack into the pits. They're absolutely brutal. But that single car qualifying was voted on as what they wanted to do to kind of move things all along throughout the season. They're still hitting 230 miles an hour, which is absolutely insane. As getting word that tower operators saying happy birthday to the number 51 Joshua Moore. So Joshua Moore celebrating a birthday out here, and ain't nothing like getting your birthday licks in while doing some super speedway driving. 4 of Eric Stoy now jumping on out there into the qualifying effort.
Man, Wouldn't that be great if he could get a win on his birthday? How about that? Do the icing on the cake.
Hey, it would be
Yeah, if you
pretty
say
cool.
win's good any day, but on your birthday, that makes it super special.
I know. My birthdays are just usually big disappointments, you know.
Well, that's what happens
Would
when
you at least
you're
get
old.
alcohol?
Just another year, you know.
How do you think Richard Gray feels being the oldest man in iRacing and having his birthday roll
I
around?
don't know. I hope he's not in county or anything. I hadn't heard from him in a while. Really need to get back in touch with Richard.
Yes, indeed. As
Might be just as good as you.
qualifying is finishing on up, which means we do have our official starting grid down there. Now we're getting ready to see who's taking the top dog spots here as we do our official starting grid rundown, starting us off with the birthday boy, Joshua Moore, back where he left off last season, up on top in that 51 machine. He's got pole position. The 22, Haas Beverly, would start to his outside in second. They're pretty good starting spot for old Haas. You got the 88, Zach Staten, having a pretty good starting spot up there in third, right behind his Team America teammate. Got Nate Cogdell in the one machine starting to his outside there in fourth. Fifth will be the 15 of Cody Staten. So, man, Team America really lining up on that inside here pretty early. He's going to have the 64, Cale Turbeville, starting up there on the outside lane there in sixth. Seventh will be the 34, Jesse Calloway, trying to get a good finish on the record books here this season. You got the 20 of Jesse Fox to his outside starting in 8th. 16 of Nick Gardner having a pretty good starting spot up there inside that top 10 in 9th, with the 42 of captain of Team America, Kevin Winker, rounding out that starting top 10.
All right, 11th spot tonight, we got the 14 truck of Randy Lapidus, the 55 of Tom Bear starting his outside in 12th. The 5 car is Stephen Naylor in 13th, with Neil Lapidus behind on his outside in 14th. The 45 of Tyler Beverly is starting 15th tonight. The 21 of Paul Buchanan in 16th. Brett Sommers in the 7 truck starting 17th, with Jonathan Herbert on his outside. The 17 truck of Frank Ranger will be 19th, and rounding out your top 20 will be the 26 truck of J.A. Burton.
Yeah, 44, David Wright, was a great player for the Mets. He's 21st. Number 13, Mark Beverly, another Ohio boy there. 22nd, Joshua Freed. It's kind of messed up on my screen, but then we have Eric Stoy in the 4 truck, Brian Torsia, 24th. Brad Hunt, 25th, and at 169. Jake Bunjo, great iRacing name right there. 26th, Andrew Hansley, the 4th, starts 27th. And Matthew Jones, the chef, showing to start 28th tonight. And it looks like Michael Newton will be our race control.
Yes, sirree, indeed, as that is your starting lineup here for the HCK Beagles Racing League, as we get to follow along here right behind that that pace truck here. Trying to see if the lights are off, but either way, big congratulations to that 51 machine of Joshua Moore picking up that AdminBoxx Pull Award winner spot.
Yeah, lights are off on the pace truck currently.
Okay, well, we'll see if they wave them around again, and we'll pull that 51 machine on up, but don't want to pull them up too soon here, and then them start to go green.
Yeah, we got racing to do.
Indeed, but as you said here, Adam, you know, it's gonna get hot, it's gonna get slick. These drivers, man, they know how to work with each other on a plate track, but this is a totally different ball game as they get ready and set up behind that pace truck and get ready. Up, looks like they did throw it here, so we can officially get the interview in here as we talk with tonight's AdminBoxx Pull Award winner, and he's no stranger to that spot. It's the 51 of Joshua Moore, the birthday boy, man. Congratulations and happy birthday. Great starting spot to get things all kicked off, and you got a whole bunch of Team America help starting off right behind you as well.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about this. Like, of course, I qualified first, and then I got Zach and Cody right behind me, and Kevin can't qualify for some reason, I guess.
Oh, you had a rough time qualifying, huh? Well, you didn't. What do you think about tonight? Is it about survival, or do you like being where you're at, or would you rather kind of be in the back at this race?
I like where I'm at, but if I get shuffled back, I'll definitely go to the back. About an hour ago, I didn't even know if I was going to be able to race this thing with my internet. But gonna just try to keep this Muleburger Custom Homes Chevy up front and hopefully take home a win.
I'll just say real quick, good luck, happy birthday. I'm enjoying this. It's gonna be fun to watch you guys and go put on a show for us.
All right, thank you.
And that was your AdminBoxx Poll Award winner, Joshua Moore, here getting things all started off, and yeah, we get ready to rumble here as buttons don't want to work apparently. But either way, get ready to go to the green flag for the first time here tonight. Everybody all wound up and ready. Turner, we never really talk about green flag pit stops because I don't think we ever really see them here, but do you think a fuel run is going to be in question here, or do you think we're going to see a caution come out right at the kind of opportune time for these guys before they want to come down?
I mean, we normally do see the caution come out, before the green flag pit stops, but hey, you never know. A green flag pit stop here would be insane. That'd be fun to see.
At that, it would be talk about being fun to see. Here we go as the pace truck dives on down into pit road. And here we go all lined up. The green flag is out and away we go for the first time here tonight. Green flag racing at iRacing Super Speedway. Team America off to a very strong start. They looked organized from the jump here as soon as they crossed that checkered line. Side by side, they shuffle on down through turns 1 and 2. That 22 Haas Beverly was looking for some help, but his help bailed out behind him here. He's now trying to wait on for some more traffic here as the shuffle and bustle down through the turn 2 exit continues to create absolute havoc and mayhem. Look at that 42 Kevin Winker. He's making up for that poor qualifying effort, trying to get back up there with that Team America teammate. 64 of Cale Turbeville will be on up there as well. Still a big group of trucks trying to make some moves. 41 Neil Lapidus trying to jump up a ton of spots here as well. He's up 7 alongside Winker as a 64 bails out on helping out that 42, but it looks like one of the Staten brothers is going to jump up there to help out his teammate here as they complete lap number 1. And boy, oh boy, we are definitely racing here.
I don't know how you keep track of all this. There's just so much action going on. I'm getting lost in it.
Yeah, he does a good job of it because when 30 trucks or more and a 3-mile track, it's kind of hard to see everything, and he calls it out perfectly. The number 20 seems to be dropping. I don't know what kind of problem he's having. So far, pretty tight racing.
That's the 20 of Jesse Fox trying to keep it up there with the group. As you can just see, normally we kind of haze on some guys for maybe not being able to hold a line at the Talladega or Daytona or whatever, but this is just so much different and more difficult with how squirrely this track can get, especially with those transitions in those corners. Just everybody wants to slide up that racetrack. I don't think I've ever seen anybody come down in those transitions. It's always being pushed up to that outside wall.
Yeah, like I said, that's why it reminds me of Dover. The transitions are so abrupt. Oh no, we got a wreck.
Oh,
that's a bad one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the 7's gonna need the helicopter. Medevac, quick.
He completed a helicopter there. See what happened there, Brown. That was turn 1, looked like.
That it did. As we take a look back here at the 7 of Brett Sommers having a wild ride. Oh, he and the 87 making hard impact there. Oh, looks like the 87 was trying to come on down in preparation for that that transition into the corner. And, well, the truck never kind of checked up on him. Gets into that 7 machine who, whew, he helicopters, he jumps, he flips, he spins. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
Nothing else. He's pretty dizzy in there.
yeah. At minimum, maximum, he'd be a dead human being on that ride. That was crazy. But what is that?
That's
What you
this
think
track
happened?
does.
But do y'all think that's what happened? Because it looked like he just dipped right down. I don't know. He didn't have the visual of not being clear, or what? Or he was anticipating that big bump.
I think he was just anticipating that big bump and trying to get his corner all settled in, and just one of those overcorrections that we may see here at a track like this. But I mean, that's just all a part of racing, and that's also why they have one fast repair here tonight. I mean, other than the super speedways, they did say that no fast repairs this season, and we saw that take effect last week, and a few great drivers ended up getting taken out of that. It looks like we got about a 50-50 split of people coming on down and in. The people in the back half of the field willing to come on down, maybe top up on that fuel, maybe use a set of those tires. Especially having 4 sets here, Adam, I don't think they're going to be using really too many of them.
Yeah, I don't think you may want to change them one time. Tires shouldn't really come into play here at a super speedway, but it is slick out. It could be just a little bit more of an advantage at the end of this thing if you do have fresher tires. I'm not real sure, but you have so many. It's not really anything you got to worry about. The fuel mileage and keeping that truck in one piece is the main thing, especially with only one fast repair.
The other thing with tires, with the speed they're going, these tires get hot. They get real hot, real slick. So it might be an advantage to get tires here, more than, let's say, another super speedway like Talladega or Daytona.
Yeah, that's true. This isn't one we actually see in real life, so it's kind of hard to understand what's going on the track with these cars or these trucks. But at Daytona, right, Greg? I think it's just pretty much you can go a couple fuel stops and then get tires. You really don't
Almost
need them.
a whole race without getting tires. But here,
Right.
I mean, the last time I ran this, I mean, tire temps are well over 300 degrees, where everything else is 200.
Yeah. No, that got me. I thought I was in trouble.
Nah, it's, someone at the house was making a crap ton of noise, and
Oh, I didn't hear it. Well, let's have a fight. I do that with over at my house all the time. These kids are just driving me insane half the time.
well,
But
that's
hopefully you get that
because
squared
you
away.
live with a whole bunch of savages over there.
That's true. They are savages, 100%.
That's
On
Yeah.
YouTube, Adam, this is definitely me you're hearing. It is. I'm filling in for English today since he's out hiking the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
yep.
concerned about that. I didn't get the memo till I showed up and you were here, Greg. I'm glad you're here. Now I'm concerned. He shouldn't be out in the woods alone. I don't trust that.
Is he in good enough physical condition to go hiking? I worry about that. He's getting up there in years, so
It is
this might
debatable.
not be a great plan for him.
Did he bring a tent or anything? I don't know what his real plan was.
I don't know. I mean, maybe he knows how to build a lean-to.
He's going to
I
have
don't
to.
know.
Is he doing some kind of survivor thing?
We're gonna
We'll
have
have
to
to
ask him when he
figure-
comes back. If he comes
makes it. Yeah, if he makes it back. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I got a feeling though he's really getting in touch with the herbal side of life. I mean, I'm sure there's some interesting mushrooms he's putting into his next beer that will gonna be.
Oh, that's
Tasting
probably what it's about. Yeah, he's probably looking for ingredients for beer. That makes
But
more
here's the other
sense.
thing. How much beer can he really carry back there with him?
Oh,
Beer's
that's-
heavy.
Well, he'd
He's gonna
drink it
run
all.
out quick.
He'll just drink it and then hopefully get
Yeah,
it.
but then he'll be out of beer.
That's a tragedy.
Yeah,
But I think
that's bad.
he could time it right to where he could just crawl out to the local road and find a gas station with more beer. I don't know. These are all concerning things going on right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions here.
Yeah, the poor town folk probably think a mini Sasquatch is rolling on through. Speaking of rolling on through, Pace truck coming on down into pit lane, and we go live with Green Flag Racing here once again with Team America taking control up front with the 64 of Turboville hiding right up there as well. And got some people tucking down in a line like the 16 of Nick Gardner. And he's just trying to follow the 34 Jesse Calloway right now as they kind of tuck in on that bottom side. Really only one person up there on that outside lane, and that's the 88 of Zach Staten, who almost makes contact there with his brother and teammate, the 15 of Cody Staten. And got some people kind of towards the back trying to filter their way on back up and through. I know Andrew Hansley's folks are out there cheering him on. He's up against the wall right now trying to, I think, maybe get up to speed and kind of drop down to the back of the pack here, as well as the action up at the front continues to kind of boil and boil and boil. And it looks like, who's that? The 55 double nickel. Look at Tom Barish up a ton of spots here, sliding his way up here into this top 10, trying to get his way on up there. He's got Neil Lapidus, by the looks of it, in that 41 pink machine, trying to slide up there as well. 22 Haas Beverly looks like he's just trying to chill on out here tonight. Kind of keep it calm and keep it steady, because of course it's to first finish you must, or to finish first you must first finish. Is that the saying?
Yeah, that's the correct way of saying it. Yes.
Yeah. Well, he's also starting to link up with one of his boys there, the 13 of Mark Beverly and the 45 of Tyler Beverly. So the Beverly clan starting to get all linked up here in the middle of this field.
Yeah, it's still a little scary. They are bunched up side by side up front and pretty much throughout the thing. And I'm thinking we're going to see something else happen fairly soon. You never know, though. Look, Ryan Peterson says, let's go, John Herbert. You got this, bud. Brett Winker, let's go, Winker Nation. Tammy Lee Mann. Herbert, let's go. Ridge Power Sports. Janelle, I don't know how to say the last name. Another Herbert fan. And then Adam Strawman's asking, is that Greg Klein up in the booth? Greg, is that you?
Oh, it's my evil twin.
Yeah. There you go. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully we'll get some more comments and likes and shares so Zuckerberg can do his thing and kick us off the interwebs is what he's trying to do. Ooh, getting tight up front there, Brown.
Ooh, you ain't kidding. These Team America boys, they're trusting that netcode a mighty lot. Here it's the 51 and the 88 almost make contact. I know under Payson there, the 51 was having some connection issues and was starting to blink, but it looks like things have steadied on out here as the 86 Jake Bunjo starting to catch up to this field as we're slowly starting to feel get that second lane kind of all filled in, and it's actually starting to look like a couple lines of racing here. Oh, as we almost go 3 wide here in the back, but the big bobble, and we got 3 wide up here towards the front with that 45.
Track's wide enough for it, but it is not a great idea to be 3 wide around this track. The way the transitions kick you around. Not only that, it's the aerodynamic kicking you around.
Yeah, the air pushes you everywhere, and you just got to really trust people if you're going to do that. I wouldn't be trusting even your neighbor, your buddy, run the 3 wide here at this track.
And for the most part, it looks like got 21 trucks up here in this main group. Jay Burton kind of playing the trail actor on that one. But Andrew Hansley, he's got himself into a hornet's nest. Oh, we're going to have an incident back here. Oh,
I hear it.
Man, Jonathan
There's some
Herbert.
anger on the radio. I hear that.
Jonathan Herbert going for a wild ride, and I know Herbert's fans are out there watching. That is not what they want to see here, but green flag still waving right now. As soon as the caution waves, we'll go back and take a look back at what happened. But Herbert in a world of hurt right now.
Wow. Yeah, they're still talking about it there, Greg. David Wright is not happy. Was he? He's pretty feisty right now.
Well, I mean, there should be some good fights down in the pits for you. I know you love that. So, make sure you crack open another cold one and get ready for that, because it's going to be fun.
I can't wait. Be like
Ooh,
real
slow
life.
truck up there. That's tight.
Ooh,
I think that's
he's
the
slow.
Chef Boyardee in his Atlanta Braves truck right now, driving the 66 machine. Yeah, he was a little off the pace right now, and he's still off pace, not able to jump onto the... Excuse me, jump onto that back of the draft pack here. He's going to fall back even more quickly, but that's how important aerodynamics is here. It's like he doesn't really have that much damage. He just has enough to keep him that, 4 or 5 miles per hour. A little too slow to get all caught on up here as Team America all joined up on that bottom side. The 34 of Jesse Calloway out in front, though, up on that high side. He's got a big push from that 16 of Nick Gardner, trying to get him and himself up and around. The 45 and the 41. Oh, some more contact.
Ooh.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there's the big one.
Oh, 15 goes for a ride. 55 going for a little bit of a ride.
45 hit hard the inside wall, too.
That's Tyler Beverly in that 45 machine.
Oh, more anger on the radio. I hear it.
Oh no. There's a lot of anger going on here tonight.
Well, this track is good for that.
Indeed. So first things first, let's go ahead and take a look back at what happened with Jonathan Herbert back here in this chase pack. Looked like we were going 3 wide there. Oh, and the 87 machine dropping down low, and that causes the mess there. Don't know what Herbert was quite doing, but that was the no caution incident. Let's now go and take a look at what was going on up here for the caution. Oh my goodness, it's just absolute mayhem.
Man. Wild rides.
Yeah, oh
There
man.
are no little crashes on this track.
No, there are not. It looks like maybe... Oh, the 16 looks like he was just out of line and was getting sandwiched by the 34 and the 45. Ends up getting a little loose, squiggly, and up into that outside wall. And boy, once when you're in for the ride, you're in for the ride. And just makes contact, coming back down across basically the entire field here. And 45 getting hard impact there. Looks like the 15 did as well. It's just the 45 continues to wreck.
Was that a push the pusher 41, 45 to the 16 that caused that?
I think a little bit yes and a little bit no. It was just one of those where bumpers really weren't lined up for anything, and that's just how difficult it is for these guys to really make something happen while in the corners here, because you don't know what someone's gonna do coming in or leaving those corners, whether it's 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. You don't know how that truck's gonna react and whether it's gonna shuffle or if it's gonna stay steady. And well, it looked like at that case it just didn't stay steady, and he found himself up into that outside wall.
Yeah, so much speed. You're gonna get an arrow push here, and it's just all kinds of problems can happen with tight racing, and it's gonna cause a big crash here and there. But these guys get re-racked, and we'll keep going and keep the racing exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting, and there's going to be some people that are mad. So maybe we'll see somebody turn somebody at the right time and for a good fight. Also, you got to worry about the EOLs. They're going to hand out some of those. We'll have to pay attention to that.
And that indeed is... excuse me, we have more people joining us on out there in the YouTube chat. Kevin Reese saying, let's go Herbert. Same. You got Stephanie Miller saying, let's go Jesse Fox. Astro saying, let's go Jesse Fox. Albert Anderson, America's Driver, saying, got to give it to Team America. They work extremely well together as a team. Yes, they do. Kevin Reese mentioning how crazy it was that there was no yellow for Herbert's incident there as he was flipping down the racetrack. And it's how iRacing does cautions. I guess there was not enough people behind him or whatever. If anybody could figure out the calculation that iRacing uses to throw a caution, then they'd win the next Nobel Prize, because that's been the greatest mystery amongst all of humanity. Shauna Flick saying, let's go Winker and Winker Nation, as well as wishing the 51 a happy birthday. And Brandon Noah saying, let's go 42, Kevin Winker.
Yeah,
I'm not a big enough nerd to try to figure out that caution flag thing. I'm a nerd, not that big a nerd.
Yeah, it's like it's one of the biggest mysteries. Kind of like how did the aliens get the pyramids done so quickly? You know, that's kind of the question. Like we're worried about here with iRacing cautions. You know, it's kind of the same thing, because the aliens definitely built the pyramids. If you all don't believe that, then you're just wrong.
Yeah, but we're talking just the Egyptian pyramids or the Incan pyramids, or I mean, which pyramids are we talking?
But Egyptian. I got some other thoughts on the other ones, but we'll get into that at a later date.
Okay.
I got a feeling the caution variable here in iRacing was probably built by the Illuminati, but now I'm gonna have people in suits knocking at my door.
Probably so. Thanks, Brown. Now we're all gonna have that black helicopter overhead.
Oh man!
If we hear the gunshots, just duck.
Maybe they're just
they may just tase you first.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna
Take you away.
erase our minds and stick us in some kind of camp. Go ahead, Brown.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, excuse me. As the pace truck dives on down into pit road, we go back to green flag racing here with the 51, the 88, starting things on off here, nose to tail. The 42, Kevin Winker, getting a good starting spot up there as well. He's got that 34, Jesse Calloway, trying to give him a little bit of a push up there on the outside lane as everybody tries to get back up to speed. Got about like a 5-man break here, but don't worry, that 4 of Eric Stoy, he's starting to close that gap in a hurry. He's got the 86 of Jake Bunja, the best name in iRacing, coming on up there to fill in some spots here as well. Looks like the 14, Randy Lapidus, will start to drop on down to that bottom lane as well. As we're only about a few laps away from getting into the halfway point here. 50 laps really doesn't take too long here, especially when you're traveling almost 240 miles an hour. You got Jay Burton in the 26 machine being a part of the great shuffle here in the middle. Looks like he's got some people going around him right now, like the 16 of Nick Gardner and the 169 of Brad Hunt. Bad Brad trying to make some moves here tonight as well. The 4 of Eric Stoy has found himself kind of sandwiched in a little bit of a pickle here. He's between some of these Team America teammates, and it's one of those things where they've been racing together long enough. I got a feeling he knows what to expect, but just be sure you're like someone being tossed out there in the woods right in the middle of a pack of wolves. That 4 machine is gonna need some help up there.
Yeah, there's a lot of help needed at the moment with some of these guys. Frank Ranger looks like he might lose the draft. Brett Sommers the same way. It's a tough track. A lot of guys are a lap down, so they're going to try to get that lap back somehow.
Somehow, some way, and they will definitely try. So 34 machine, Jesse Calloway was trying to get maybe something started up there on that outside lane, just not quite able to do so. The 5, Steven Naylor, now jumping on up there, trying to maybe make some positions and gain some last-minute spots here. He's looking to try to go around that 169, but he really doesn't have any help here. And, of course, being the squiggly track that this is, it's very difficult to get any of that side draft to maintain speed. So he's starting to drop back a couple of positions here. It looks like the 22 Haas Beverly still kind of locked in, loaded on that bottom side. The 169 jumps up to the high side, maybe trying to make some moves, but he jumps up a little bit too far, and I think he's going to start to get moved on backwards through this field as well.
I couldn't tell if he jumped on purpose or jumped on the transitions, got him up there and got him out of shape. It was definitely a Pretty quick maneuver.
Yes.
There's just nothing happening with the outside line right now. These guys are really single filing out.
And that's strange. We don't normally see that, do we? Oh, Tyler Beverly. Look, in the Matthews. I guess that's a bow and arrow. Pretty sure that's Matthews' bows. He's trying the outside right now.
Jesse Fox having a bit of an issue. Ends up jumping down into the pits. Let's take a look, quick look back to see what happened with Jesse here. And it looks like he just kind of pulled down off the track and decided to put it back into the pits there. So as the racing action continues to roll on here, about a couple laps away from hitting that halfway point here in this race, as well, these drivers are bobbing and weaving, trying to get all them apples. You got the 13 of Mark Beverly trying to lead a secondary charge here. He's got a few guys up there to his outside, like got the 81 of Brian Torcha, and also got the 44 David Wright around there as well. Everybody trying to just maybe try to stay clean and stay calm here. And I think that's probably what you're seeing up here, up at the front. Greg and Adam, is the reason why that things have kind of single filed out is they want to at least get to 10 laps to go before they really start pushing the pedal to the metal there. As we got 3 wide and someone drifting up to the outside wall there in the very back.
Yeah, it looked like it was staying calm, and all of a sudden they start going too wide again, trying to get an outside lane. To me, this part of the race is where you want to keep it single file, keep it calm, and just run laps. Get that lap counter, clicking off.
Well, and here's what happened with Fox and Moore, Joshua Moore. Both of them have internet connections. Looks like they're both gone right now from the race due to internet. So a little hard luck for the 20 and the 51.
And you heard it when in the interview with the 51 machine, was just trying to, was hoping that his internet was going to be good enough. It was good enough for him to set a top qualifying time. Just unfortunately, once when race time started, it looks like it started acting up again. 15, Cody Staten, he's been sitting in the pits for a little bit of a while. I wonder if he may have unchecked that fast repair and ends up having to get the whole manual damage fixed. And that's going to take a good little while, as David Wright has his own little posse back here starting to form back on up. They're not too wide anymore, so I think they realized that they were losing a little bit too much time. And so they were trying to work together a little bit better and catch back on up here to this main group, where the 34 and the 45 trying to take things too wide here with that 39 of Josh Freed sitting on the bottom side, trying to prevent them from doing so. The 34 machine having a great race here tonight, but how about that 21 and the 24, or excuse me, the 86 and the 39 up 21 and 24, as well as that 4 machine, he's going to be up 21. So we have some big movers and shakers here tonight.
It's been good, but they're still trying to get that second lane going, and I think it's still just a bit too early to be playing that game.
Yeah, I think you're right. A little early. Coming up on some lap traffic, the main pack here.
Yeah,
Double Nickel is just working his way around, isn't he?
Double Nickel just trying to survive out here, and unfortunately a little bit off pace, and I don't know if he's going to be able to snag that draft. It's going to be close. See, 45 looked like
got it.
Yeah, it looks like he does. As 45 looked like he was going to step out of line there a little bit, but tucks right back on in. That's allowing the 34 machine and the 1 to try to work together here and move their way on up to the front. But for all the movement that we're seeing, it's not a heck of a lot going on, as it looks like the 41 Neil Lapidus is going to be the next victim to go a lap down here, as we watch the pack of piranhas just absolutely fly by him here.
It is a sickening feeling, too.
Yeah, but
no, you don't have the speed, you don't have the draft.
The one good thing they have, the saving grace, I guess, is being able to be in a pack and catch up and get their lap back at some point.
That's always the hope.
That is always the hope.
Right.
And, you know, the 41 of Lapidus is now in that lucky dog spot, and they got a little bit of ways before they catch on up to Matthew Jones here, who would be the next possible candidate. And so it's really just Neil, Tom kind of fighting against each other here, trying to get that lucky dog, you know, first truck 1 lap down spot in case a caution comes out, as we've got 23 laps to go, a little bit past halfway here, and these drivers are looking like they're starting to get locked in.
Yeah, we'll see. They're going to get their caution, I'm sure, before the end of this, because at the end of these races, it gets insane. It can get crazy, and fights everywhere, crashes everywhere. So we'll see some more cautions. I am almost certain of it.
And we've heard a lot of anger tonight. Hopefully we'll hear more. You know, this has been really exciting. HCK Beagles Racing League, HCKBeaglesRacingLeague.com. You can check them out. They have all kinds of info about drivers bios, all that stuff. Check that out. TrackDogsRacing.com. They got HCK Beagles gear, so check them out.
That indeed, as we take a ride around here with current race leader 42 of Kevin Winker. He's also joining us here on those driver cameras. Oh, I think got all messed around here. I don't know how to.
Did the buttons move on you?
Yeah, they did.
Isn't that interesting how the computer likes to change things? It's probably because I said the word Zuckerberg. Yeah.
And now you just change them all again.
Yeah. Tell you who's having a problem out there. Who is that? The number... I lost him, but there was a truck having an issue with a transition. Seems like he squared it away. That was Neil Lapidus in the 41.
I got me. Oh, there we go. The 42 Winker having his driver cam all on up there as we continue to put some green flag laps in. He's got his LED and massive sim rig all up and running here tonight.
He's got the craziest race room, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's definitely crazy for sure. Again, really not seeing a second line form on up here as we're starting to get a little close there between the 21 and the 1. Thankfully, they were able to keep it off of each other there. Still got the 81 working well together with the 13 of Mark Beverly, 44 David Wright, 24 Andrew Hansley, kind of in this little bit of a chase pack here. They're about 14 seconds behind the main pack here. Paul Buchanan is one of those last few guys up there inside that main group. Stephen Naylor did fall back off the pace just a little bit, but he doesn't have to wait too long here before some help is going to show up on his doorstep here. Looks like the 34 and the 1 are going to start to go side by side a little bit. Again, the 1 being just kind of shuffled to the back. Do you think these guys are just waiting for that 10 to go at them before they really get their knuckles dirty and start going side by side again?
I think so. That's probably the only smart way to do it, right? But even here, 10 to go. What are we still looking at? 30 miles, right? So I'm not real good with math. But that's still a long way. 10 laps to go is a long way here. But definitely, that's probably where they should ramp up that aggression, as English likes to say.
It looks
There'll be plenty of aggression in the last 5 to 10 laps. It's going to be very entertaining to watch.
Looks like the 5 of Steven Naylor dropping on down into pit road. I think he was doing the calculamations and realizing that fuel is going to be an issue. Looks like the 51 Joshua Moore coming back into the truck as well. He's going to start to slowly make his way out of the pits and rejoin the racing field here.
Yeah, we got quite a bit.
Oh,
of
here we go.
movers and
Oh, the
shakers.
87 is around right in front of pit
Oh.
road.
Oh, they got hit too.
That they did. I didn't see who hit him, but oh my goodness. I think it might have been the 169 of Brad Hunt having some issues there, but yeah, Jonathan
I wonder
Herbert.
if the 87 was involved. I just got a
Yeah.
glimpse of that, and that looked like the number.
Oh yeah, no, the 87 definitely had some problems there. So we kind of rewind here to see what happened as they were coming out of turns 3 and 4, and oh, just that transition onto the apron, just bouncing that truck all the way around. Of course, everybody deciding to come on down into the pits during that, and yeah, just contact being
were they-
made.
Were they forced down there and just had to pit, or were they going to pit regardless?
It looked like they were the 87 was gonna pit regardless. He was about to go a lap down, and he was a good few seconds in front of the leaders there, and but he was kind of all on his lonesome. But man, that transition, it was like a copperhead, and it just jumped up and bit him.
Well, look at this. We
Yeah.
got green flag pit stops, right, Greg?
Yeah, yeah.
Something we don't
No,
normally
like it,
see
but
here.
You know, I honestly think this might be the second hardest pit road right behind Dover to get into. A lot of comparisons with this in Dover tonight.
I would agree, and oh man, it is tough getting these trucks slowed down from 240 miles an hour down to the pit road speed of, what is it, 50, 65 here?
65, yeah.
Those brakes are going to be hurting for certain as everybody making their money stop pit stops here. Green flag pit stops underway at iRacing Super Speedway. The 22, Haas Beverly out in front right now with the 16, Nick Gardner, 14, Randy Lapidus, and the 21 of Paul Buchanan all staying on out here. They last pitted on lap 15. I still think they're going to be about 5 laps short here, so I think they're going to still have to come on down into pit lane to get everything locked in. Looks in, yeah, here they come. Man, that 22 Haas Beverly had the cleanest entrance I've ever seen here. It didn't look like his truck bobbled at all.
Man, that's good. Got it under control. That's probably one of the toughest things to do here on the track besides the transitions. Getting into pit road and the transitions, that makes it super challenging.
And of course, as always with green flag pit stops, you got to come in with some partners and some teammates, and that is what happened with that 42 and the 4. They all came on out right there around the same time. Same thing with the 64 of Cale Turbeville, able to jump on out there and work together. And it also helps the 42 of Winker was able to catch right on up to that back bumper of the 51 Joshua Moore. So even though the 51 isn't on the lead lap, he's helping out his teammate here by getting him up to speed really quick and getting him back into that draft as early as possible to try to create some field separation here.
The green flag pit stops also spread everybody out a little bit more, so we may not see a whole lot more action unless these guys can really get bunched up again.
Well, maybe somebody will do something intentionally for their teammate, that'd be fun. We're going to have to stack them back up and re-rack at some point.
Oh, looks like the 4 of Eric Stoy having to come back down again.
Ouch.
Yeah, that one hurts.
I wonder if that was a auto fuel, because I didn't see if he got a black flag for speeding. So
Black flag. He's showing a black flag. Randy Lapidus is showing a black flag.
that pit road, man, it's tough to get all slowed down for it. It's a heartbreak for the 4 of Eric Stoy. That's going to cost him a ton of time. Thankfully, I think it's only going to cost him a single lap. So he's going to be able to, if something happens, jump right back into that fight. But Kevin Winker, Cale Tuberville, and Nick Gardner, currently your top 3. But Randy Lapidus, Jake Bunjo, Josh Freed, Nate Cogdell, all working well together here, trying to get everything all closed back on up. So we're going to have about 7 trucks here in this main pack. Right behind them, you're going to have the 45, Tyler Beverly, 21, Paul Buchanan, 22 of Haas Beverly working well together here. Looks like the 88 of Zach Staten has found some help there with the 34 of Jesse Calloway, and some lap traffic there in that 169 of Brad Hunt, trying to get back onto that lead lap. As here we go, got that 2 wide action happening once again as the 86 Jake Bunjo jumping up there to the lead and dropping right down in front of the 42 of Winker. That was all being helped by that 39 of Josh Freed, trying to get some movement going on up at the front.
Well, they're trying to break up the Team America. Look at Bunjo up 25 spots. That was a pretty bold move. And now we're back in the action.
Yeah, but I bet next time the 39 doesn't push that way, know that he's going to get left high and dry.
That's true. Left behind. Still sitting in 4th place, Joshua Freed is. Nicole Scafferty says, let's go 42.
Well, so you say that he'll remember that. Well, they're teammates. They're in the same Discord. So I got a feeling maybe the 86 thought the 39 was clear. A little miscommunication there and dropped down low. But as of right now, it's not helping not hurting the 39 too bad. He's still up here inside of this main group with Cogdell, Gardner, Tuberville, Winker, and Bunjo, as they all make their way. Single digits left remaining here tonight. 9 laps to go here in this Asphalt Outlaws Racing 150 and iRacing Super Speedway. Still got the couple of the Beverly boys working together here. You got the 45 and the 22 of Tyler and Haas working well with that 21 of Paul Buchanan. Still trying to catch on up. It's about 5, almost 6 seconds of a gap up to the leaders up there with Josh Freed there in 6th. So they got their work to really make things on up, as Randy Lapidus looks like he's served his penalty and is on his way back on out onto the track, as Matt Bunjo saying, let's go Stealth Motorsports, and Nicole Scafidi saying, let's go 42 Winker Nation.
Hey, what, Joshua Freed, I like where he's at. He's right behind the number 1 and Nate Cogdell. Nate Cogdell's got a really cool paint tonight. Carolina Collision.
Would you?
Second group is catching the lead group right now, so this lead group's fixing to get a lot bigger.
It slowly is, as these guys continue to make tracks and make headway here. But Adam, I was going to talk about, we talk about it all the time, especially at Talladega, and that extra 200-300 yards that they got there from where the tri-oval is and the actual start-finish line. At a big track like this, do you think the winner is going to be the person leading out of turn number 4 or no?
I don't think so. I think that's where it really opens up and gets crazy. Because you got to remember, this is a 3-mile track, so when they come out of 4, there's still even though it's in the center of the front stretch, there's still a super long way to go, and plenty of time for somebody to get turned and learn.
Oh, speaking of which, the 22 and the 66 make contact. That's going to bring out the yellow.
There it is.
Yep, this will make it a lot more entertaining. Get everybody re-racked and close and see what the heck we do here.
As we go back and look, we kind of saw it happen right before our eyes here, but man, the 22 and the 66 just not leaving a lot of room with each other here and making contact, and looks like a 66 going down, 22 moving up, and it's very difficult for 2 trucks to occupy the exact same space, and that sends both trucks on for a ride.
Yeah, Greg, I don't know what you think, but I think like something like that, at this super speedway, as gigantic as it is, with the air flowing off the trucks, I think they're like magnets. They kind of, at times, like where they were on the track, kind of suck the trucks together a little bit. I think that had something to do with it. I don't know what your thoughts are.
A very good possibility. I mean, the air is going to push these things all over the place at that kind of speed. So yeah, that's really a good possibility of what happened.
Yeah, whatever happened. Now we're going to see some complete mayhem, I think, Brown.
Yeah, I do agree as we're coming on down into crunch time. 42, Kevin Winker. 64, Cale Turbeville. 16, Nick Gardner. Your top three. 1, Nate Cogdell. 86, Jake Bunjo. 39, Josh Freed. 45, Tyler Beverly. 21, Paul Buchanan. Zach Staten in the 88 machine, and the 34, Jesse Calloway, make up your top 10. Well, I say that, but here comes Jesse Calloway and a couple others with the late pit stop here.
Well, they just out of fuel? Because I don't think tires are going to make that big a difference at this stage of the race.
Maybe they're expecting things to get even crazier here up at the front, and they just want to shuffle on back to give themselves a clean break, and just thinking, man, just get us into overtime, and then we might actually have a chance. And I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see, as we got 17 trucks on the lead lap. Andrew Hansley, I know Carol Hansley's out there cheering on the number 24, aka the underdog. He's up there on that lead lap in 17th right now.
I think he got the lucky dog, so good for him.
His race ain't over yet.
Nope. You're on the lead lap in the lead pack here. You can go from chump to champ in no time, just like Dega, just like Daytona. So I wouldn't mind being in 10th myself, right? Or not, he's not in 10th, but on the lead lap. So even 17th, you can still win this thing. I promise you that.
Oh, yeah. Anybody in that lead lap's got a chance at it.
And that indeed is. Let me look through my names available to us here on on the Discord. Is we can go ahead and pull one of these drivers up. How about we talk to Brian Torchia here, part of did they change things around? Darn it, they did.
Yeah. That happens a lot.
So we talk with the driver of the 81 machine, Brian Torchia, up here in 15th right now, but on the lead lap, which is all that matters, Brian. Man, this race, as always, is absolutely crazy and insane, and I think it's just about to get turned up to 12 here.
Yeah, it's been a crazy race. I just like to hang out in the back and wait till the end and see what I can do. So.
Well, the end is here. Good luck to you. Are you going to just kind of go for it? You're on the lead lap. I say go for it.
Oh, yeah, at this point you go for it. So I've just been trying to keep it clean all race, save that fast repair. Now's the time to go for it. So.
All right, good luck to you, and let's get the finish here and make it exciting.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Let's see. 81 machine, Brian Torchia joining us. Byron. Dang it, Greg, you were right. I'm like, oh, he mispronounced it. And I keep saying Brian, but it's Byron.
No, it's Brian. B-R-Y-O.
No, it's B. It's
different.
B-Y. Oh, yeah.
Brian.
So the Discord, it's B-Y. In the iRace, and it's B-R.
Okay, well then that's on him. Let's put it on him. We'll have to clarify that with us. We're not good at reading arithmetic. That's like changing your number on us. So be careful out there. So Byron, Brian. Either way, hope he gets up there and has a good ending to this thing. As they're about to crank it back.
And that they are with the 42 and the 64. They're no strangers for finishing off these crazy and wild finish races here as they start off side by side once again. As we get going back to green flag racing with a green white checker finish with the possibility of overtime here late as the one machine gets up behind that 64, the 16 behind the 42. Everybody all trickling into line here. Really nobody having a teammate right there behind each other either, other than Bunjo and I think Freed are probably the closest teammates to each other. As look at the 3 wide happening here in the middle of this field.
There was about an issue with that 3 wide too. That was really playing with the net code gods right there.
Ooh, in a transition too, 3 wide. That's going to be a little crazy.
Ooh, yes, sirree. It looked like the 26, man, he had a pretty good save there. Looks like that truck was about ready to step out on him, but he's able to wrangle it back under control. The 81 of Byron Torchia starting to make some moves on up here through this field. Like we were saying, we saw the 44 do it. He saw the opening in the turbo tunnel and split the gap down the middle and able to launch up a couple of extra spots here with 2 laps remaining. 42, Kevin Winker out in front with the 16, Nick Gardner right there. 86, Jake Bunjo, and the 45, Tyler Beverly there as well. The 88 is Zach Staten, the 64, Cale Turville starting to kind of trail on back, but they still have some help. They can make some final pushes here as they enter turns 3 and 4. The 86 drifting up, almost making contact with that 45, but they're coming back down to turn number 4. We're about ready to take the white flag here, boys.
Yeah, they're doing
all those numbers.
Yeah, there's so much going on. Looks like even some side drafting too to slow the guy next to you down a little bit. Here we go.
Yeah, here we go indeed. The leader did cross the line. Take that white flag, which means no more.
34 and the 41 and just got in.
Oh, and the contact up at the front too as the 16 goes around. Oh, absolute chaos down the backstretch, but we had already taken the white flag, so we're racing this one to the end. No more cautions here with the 42 of Winker, followed by that 86 of Bunjo, the 88 of Zach Staten there, as well as the 64 of Turbeville, making their final sprints down through turns 3 and 4. Down to the bottom goes Winker, up to the top goes Bunjo, drag racing to the line. Here comes the 88 of Staten out of nowhere, and it's gonna be the 86 of Bunjo by the nose.
Wow.
Wow.
The teammates went after each other right there, which was fun to see. 42 and with the 88. 88 tried to get around him. What a deal.
And as we take a second to kind of unpack this finish, let's go ahead and take a look back at one of the first incidences that we saw here before all chaos broke loose. Oh, looks like the 34 and 41 getting snagged up into each other there, and then pretty much directly after that incident up here, up at the front between the 16, 39 getting involved. Absolute chaos down the back straightaway here. Of course, racing to that checker line, you got to keep your foot into it. Tom Barish, unfortunately, getting tied up in it as well. But that brings us on down here to that final sprint to the line. And boy, oh boy, talk about a great finish here. A late move there by the 88 of Staten, trying to maybe steal one away from his teammate, but the 86 just having just enough of a run. Oh, goodness gracious. And that is your finish here, folks. I mean, doesn't get too much closer than that. And the 64 Cale Turbeville, he wasn't too far behind there as well.
Yeah, the top 4 trucks separated by 73 thousandths of a second.
I'm just trying to
Yeah, it doesn't get closer than that.
understand the arguments that are going on. So there's a lot of people arguing, which is great.
Oh, it's a super speedway. You're always going to have that. People getting climbed all the time.
Client is right.
That indeed is things quiet on down, and we wait for our podium finishers to jump up in that podium finisher channel, and we get some of these after action interviews underway. Speaking of which, we can start us off here with our third place finisher, the 88 of Mr. Zach Staten. Almost stealing one away from your teammate there, buddy. But a solid run for the 88 machine here tonight, sneaking his way on up into a third place podium finish. Zach, congratulations on that good spot. And wait, iRacing Super Speedway never disappoints for bringing in some action, and that is what we got here tonight.
Yeah, first of all, I gotta apologize to Kevin. I really think I didn't think Jake Bunjo would have gotten the run with no one behind him, so I thought I could pull the Kevin's inside and it would have been one of us to win. But I think looking back at it, I probably should have just pushed him across the line to give him the win. So I got to take a little bit of blame there. But at the same time, you got to go for the wins here. These races are super competitive, so you can't just let one slip away there. So. It happens.
Yeah, you didn't want to totally pull a shake and bake and just let him have it. You thought you could take it from Kevin. I don't know if y'all could have teamed up against Bunjo there. That was going to be close regardless. He had a pretty good run, but other than that, great night. What are your thoughts on the evening and anything else like you would like to give some shout outs or anything?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the race went pretty well. We had some unfortunate issues. I know Cody got caught up in that first wreck, had to tow, and then didn't have his fast repair check. So when the towing was done, he had 40 minutes of required repair. So that ended his race with a fast repair in the books. And then coming out of turn 4, Josh just disappeared. So we lost two guys to some unfortunate situations, but it was nice that me and Kevin could find a way to get 2 top 3s, or I guess 2 top 3 podium finishes. I give a shout out to my grandpa. I think he's watching tonight up in Michigan. I know he loves watching these things. Muhlberger Custom Homes, Bruce Muhlberger, sponsors the whole team. We've been running pretty well with him on the truck. And then I think my wife might be watching, so definitely got to give her a shout out, Mom, and all. And of course, a teammate, and just the league in itself, and obviously you guys are putting the broadcast on, so we definitely appreciate that.
Well, congratulations on the third place. What about next week? What are your thoughts on next week's race?
Oh shoot, I don't even. Where are we going next week? I don't even know.
I have no idea.
I don't even know. Let me see. Dover. Heading to Dover.
I'll be honest with you. I have not ran a truck at Dover. I've ran some next gen stuff there and some Gen 6 stuff. It's fun. It's fast. There's quite a bit of braking in the Gen 6 cars, so I'll be curious to see how that relays in the trucks. But those walls come at you fast, and if you wreck, you hit a wall pretty much. There's not really any saving anything. So it'll be chaos, and it'll be fast for sure.
And that indeed, but you can at least hang your hat on a solid podium finish here tonight. 88, Zachary Staten, your third place finisher here at iRacing Super Speedway, man. Congratulations and good luck coming up next week, buddy.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
As we move our way up this podium, we'll talk to a man that... Man, we didn't actually get to talk to him here last week, even though he got the pole award last week. Mr. Kevin Winker in the 42 machine with a solid second place finish. I know Zach said it on air, but he's all apologetic. He didn't think that Bunjo was going to get you on that outside, so that's why I tucked down underneath you and possibly sucked you backwards a little bit. But a still solid race for that 42 machine. Kept it out of trouble all race long. It looked like it was a pretty good ride there for you.
Yeah, it was a good ride there. I was up till the end, but I can't really blame Zach there. I wish he would have went with me, but at the same time, he's going for a win. So I think Bunjo with that high side just gets such a run off 4 there that even with one car, if you lay back enough, you can really get the run. So I mean, it was a nice clean finish to the end, good picture. So I mean, can't get much better than that. But as far as the race, I mean, I was up front most night. Cody got caught up in that first big one. And then I think Josh needs to upgrade his internet to Xfinity because he has major internet problems every week. But otherwise, me and Zach won 2-3, so can't go too bad with that for the night.
Yeah, and we got to see a little anger out there. Heard a little anger on the headset. That was cool from our standpoint. What do you think next week? I think we're going to Dover, so that's a little different than these big super speedways. What do you think about that?
Yeah, probably not my best track. I can't seem to keep the right front on there, so I don't know. I gotta put some laps in this week, see what I can do. But just gonna go out and see what I can do, and hopefully get top 5 or good points nights, and go from there.
Well, congrats on the second place. You got any shout outs for anybody?
Oh yeah, first as always, Bruce Muehlberger, Muehlberger Custom Homes for sponsoring me and the whole team. He's a big supporter of all of us, so big shout out to him. Shout out to Josh for making the Mount Rushmore President paints. They always look killer, so hopefully they're a fan favorite. All my friends and family that are watching, Shauna, Dylan, Brandon, Justin, Travis, Nicole, Brett, all Winker Nation. Can't thank you guys enough for supporting me out there. The league for putting this on, as always. Team America is always seem to be strong, and one of us seems to get on the podium every week. So shout out to them guys, and then shout out for you guys for always broadcasting this. We appreciate it.
Awesome job. Well, 42, Kevin Winker jumping on board here with a solid second place podium finish, man. Congratulations. Good luck next week over there at Dover, man. I'm sure we're all looking forward to it. And this is going to be a interesting and wild season. That's just going to be a fact, man. Good luck.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
And with that, we move on up to tonight's final podium finisher, and it's the one that matters the most. That's the man with the best name in iRacing, Mr. Jake Bunjo in the 86 machine, coming across the line ahead by a headlight and a little bit of a fender in front of everybody else, man. Jake, congratulations on the great run here tonight for that Philly Fanatic machine, and man, it was a pretty solid ride. You kept that truck up 25 spots. They're also the hard charger of the day. You kept it clean, kept it out of trouble, and looked like a pretty good fun run for you.
Yeah, it was a great race. I mean, I started in the back kind of strategically just because these races can get a little crazy, but made my way up, avoided some of the mess, and just found myself in the right spot at the right time. I mean, super speedway racing it's a lot of random, but there definitely is a little bit of skill aspect to it, and I don't know, I guess I got some of that down because they've been treating me pretty good these 2 seasons.
Yeah, look at you. Champ here tonight at iRacing Super Speedway. That's tough to deal with. I mean, it's a long, grueling race. 3 miles. I don't know what your secret was, but you survived. It's basically survival here, and congrats for that. What do you think about totally different scenario next week at Dover?
Yeah, Dover is going to be very much different. It's actually, technically speaking, like my home track because I'm from, the Philadelphia area, obviously. But I'm looking forward to it. I think Dover is really fun, and it'll be, if I remember correctly, probably the shortest track we've run as the league, or one of the shorter ones. So it'll be much different. I'm sure we'll see a lot different people kind of coming and going throughout the race, but I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be a fun race.
Well, congrats on the win. Love the name, Jake Bunjo. Perfect. You got any shout outs for anybody tonight?
Yeah, definitely shout out my teammate Josh Freed. He's always talking me through and helping me out and thinking it through. And shout out to my brother Matt. He's always tuning in. He loves your guys' commentary and everything you say every week. He just tells me afterwards that he's just cracking up the whole time. He loves it. And I appreciate you guys shouting out my name. I love it. My mama gave it to me, or I guess my dad, but I kind of like it. It's a good name, Polish descent. But thank you guys, and yeah, fun night.
A fun night indeed. 86 machine, Jake Bunjo, your race winner and hard charger of the evening, man. Congratulations. Go and celebrate this one, man. And we look forward to seeing you back in action next week over there at Dover.
Yes, sir. Thank you, fellas.
All right. Well, with that, man, that brings all the festivities here at iRacing Super Speedway to a close. And as always, definitely does not disappoint. We saw all the action that we thought we were going to see, and even had a good green flag run with green flag pit stops.
Yeah, that's hard to do on the super speedway, and this one is tougher than all of them to get off the racing surface and down there. We saw some action down there. Really exciting race, man. It was a joy to watch, a joy to broadcast, and I had a great time tonight.
No, yeah, it was awesome. I got to hear this David Wright guy. He was angry a lot of the night. I like him. He might be one of my new favorites. Got a cool name, baseball name. He was up 10, ended up looks like 11th, but he had some anger out there. I like to hear that. That's passion, man. This race and people get upset, and I love it. So had fun tonight, Brown.
And that we did. So let's go ahead and do our final rundown here for the field to tell everyone where their favorite driver ended up finishing here tonight. Starting us off with that race winner, 86, Jake Bunjo, your hard charger of the day, up 25 spots. Woo, that's a lot of spots being made up there. He's going to have the 42 of Kevin Winker up there with a solid second place finish there, as well as his teammate in the 88 of Zach Staten. He saw a moment for a chance of glory, but just coming up a little bit short there on that inside lane. But the 88 finishing in a solid third place podium spot. 64 Cale Turbeville didn't make too much noise there until the end, and we thought he could have had a possible chance, but coming up a little short there. Still a solid run there in fourth. 5 of Steven Naylor. He was up and down and all around, but he's able to finish right there where his number states there in fifth. 13 of Mark Beverly. He was kind of one of those ones that was all around as well, but up 16 spots to finish in sixth. So a pretty solid run there for Mark. You got Haas Beverly, Haas the boss, having a pretty good run there in that 22 machine, up to 7th. A little down from where he started, but still a solid run. The 21 Paul Buchanan had a solid run here, up 8 to finish in 8th, as he got himself a solid top 10 finish. The 1 and 8 Cogdale had himself a so-so day, got himself into a little bit of trouble, but it was okay here in the end, finishing in 9th. With the 45 of Tyler Beverly joining the other Beverly clan fellows up there in that top 10 to finish in 10th.
Got the 44 of David Wright finishing the 11th spot. Andrew Hansley the 4th in 12th spot in the number 24 truck. J.A. Burton in the 26 truck finished 13th. Joshua Freed in the 39 truck 14th. Nick Gardner in the 15th spot with the number 16 truck. Brian Torsia, he's the first truck a lap down in 16th. Jess Calloway in the 34 is 17th. Brett Sombers in the 7 truck was 18th. Eric Stoy, 19th in the number 4 vehicle. And Randy Lapidus in the 14 truck finished number 20.
Yeah, and the 41, Neil Lapidus right behind him there, 21st. 169, Bad Brad Hunt, 22nd. 17, Frank Ranger, 23rd. Double nickel. Tom Barish had a rough night all night, but he stayed out there putting laps in. Good on him for that. 24th. 66, the chef Matthew Jones ended up 25th. 51, Joshua Moore, he had that internet problem. 26, Jonathan Herbert, 87 truck, 27th. Jesse Fox in the 20, another internet victim there, 28th. And Cody Staten in the 15 ended up in 29th.
That he was. And of course, Michael Newton, your race controller here this evening. We thank you all for tuning in and watching and enjoying this wild show here with us tonight. As always, if you haven't done so, please hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell, as we get it helps you notify every time we go live. We're going to start getting busy here coming up in the middle of May, so you don't want to miss any second of the great race and action that we got out here in this in these fields and in these leagues. And if you like it, please hit that thumbs up button, so that way Alan English can somehow get a GPS signal and find his way out of Appalachia, as he may enjoy it for a little bit, but once when the beer and the moonshine start running out, he won't be enjoying it anymore. So those likes help him find his way back on out. Of course, we also have to say a big thank you to the race sponsors of Asphalt Outlaws Racing. Be sure to go check out their racing league hosted by the Beverleys. Be sure to join them for some fantastic racing action over there on Friday nights, as well as be sure to thank Abruzzi Racewear. Be sure to go and check them on out for all your racewear and apparel needs. Big thank you to them. Big thank you to TrackDogsRacing.com as well, your premier merchandising supplier of HCK Beagles Racing League and AAA Broadcasting. Of course, big thank you to Chiefland RC Raceway down there in Florida. Be sure to go and check them on out as they get all locked and loaded for the upcoming RC racing season. Big thank you to Sonic Graphic Design here as well. Jumping on up here with some fantastic sponsorship as well as some fantastic paint jobs and graphic design work. So good job from Sonic. And of course, gotta be a big thank you here for AdminBoxx, the premier button box solution for race control admins. Be sure to order your next AdminBoxx today. I think there's still a promo code if you use HCK at checkout or something. I think you get a percentage or something off. So definitely be sure to go and check them on out. Looking ahead the rest of the week, Wednesday night, we got Darlington coming up. Ooh, Darlington tomorrow, the Lady in Black. This one's going to be a fun one to watch from the Vigilante Racing League tomorrow night, so stay tuned for that one. And you heard it, next week on Tuesday, we're heading over to Dover. So going from one of the biggest tracks to almost one of the smallest, this is going to be a wild ride here on these Tuesday nights. But until tomorrow night, I'm Alan Brown for Mr. Greg Klein and Mr. Adam Turner. We're signing off.
See ya.